Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Rabita continues as we are in the holy month of Ramzan. What is tasuwwre, sheikh? Tasawwur means remembrance and sheikh means the master. Before I take you into the state of tasuwwre sheikh, I need to explain certain things, why this is used as a device by the masters to bring about inner change in a murid. Tasuwwre sheikh is used as a device to bring about transformation or a change in the murid. For this I will have to take a composition as this explains the inner state of the one who is lost in the desert of his emotions. Far from the reality, he is plunged in an ocean of disturbances. There is no light to find way through the dark meadows of ignorance. There is no light to find the way through the dark meadows of ignorance. However, he has once been part of the eternal oasis. The memory is a fading glimpse. His distorted emotions strive to canoe through the sea of disturbances. His distorted emotions strive to canoe through the sea of disturbances, and in the process, emotions burst forth as the song of lament. It is the emotions that burst forth as the song of lament. What shall happen, O fool, by lighting lamps in the daylight? What shall happen, O fool, by lighting lamps in the daylight? O considers the veiled light a bride's face as night. O considers the veiled light of a bride's face as night, with a yearning to cross the ocean. If one drowns at the shore, what can be done? With a yearning to cross the ocean, if one drowns at the shore, what can be done? First, insight into the composition. It is in a state of despondency that one begins to see light in far away horizon. This is the state when one still dreams. This is the state when one still dreams. The dreams are self-created. Poet captures such moments in the composition. What will you gain by lighting the lamp in the daylight? What will you gain by lighting the lamp in the daylight? The light of awareness surrounds you. The daylight surrounds you, and yet still, what can be done? Such is human ignorance. What can really be done if someone laments for the beloved and sees the canopy of stars and sees the canopy of star-studded sky as his bride? What can really be done if someone laments for the beloved and sees the canopy of a star-studded sky as his bride? When this happens, one strives to swim through the ocean. When this happens, one strives to swim through the ocean. There is deep yearning, but the real yearning is still far away. What happens then? One simply drowns at the shore. Nothing can be done to this. Yes, indeed, a master's company can transform the way. Yet still the master's company can transform the way. The poet speaks of the stage before you actually begin inward journey. Naqshbandi Sheikh Shabahuddin taught the aspirants about tasuwwre sheikh. This is the device. This is the way to change the gestalt. This is a device of the masters to change the gestalt of the disciple. Remember, the outer world and its dualities have many colors and ways to attract you. Outer world and its dualities have many colors and ways to attract you. These swerve you from the path when you are in intense love of the master. I repeat the word, when you are in intense love of the master, your inner being is soaked in the love for him. It is through the master of the being. It is through the master the being hears the faraway echoes. It is through the master the being hears the faraway echoes of love for God. You become oblivious of even your own existence. Dualities begin to vanish. The two do not exist, and no more I. Only that which exists for you now. In this process, sometimes the disciple feels that his outer countenance is changing. At times, the face of the master replaces yours. At times, the face of the master replaces you. Be not afraid of this. Such things do happen. One ultimately becomes all that one imagines. One ultimately becomes what one pretends to be. Sufi Omkar Nath says, all that he attained at such a tender age that one cannot even acquire through the austerities of many lives, that one can get through the grace alone. Through grace, what you get, you do not get out of your own efforts. Bahauddin emphasized that the aspirant must always be concerned about amale shanaya. Amal refers to actions. This includes current actions, not the accumulated ones. You have no control over the accumulated one. Amale Shanaya refers to those actions that serve or move the aspirant away from the path and that serves away from the path that leads to Allah or God or divine or the ultimate. On the contrary, if aspirant remains forever in the thoughts of his master, or reflects or introspects on the words of the master, he is sure to be freed of this quagmire of duality and negativities. If the aspirant remains forever in thoughts of the master, or reflects or introspects on the words of the Master, he is sure to be free of this quagmire of duality and negativities. And even if certain situation arises that are difficult for you to understand, these are part of the cosmic scheme. If sometimes you come across a situation that are difficult for you to understand, remember these are the part of the cosmic scheme. Through these you can dissolve even the accumulated actions or impressions and your psychological memory that impedes your way. Through constant remembrance of the sheikh, through tasuwwre sheikh, these can dissolve. You can dissolve even the accumulated actions or impressions and your psychological memory that impedes your way. Nothing is undivine. Only God or Allah is. Duality does not exist, it simply appears to be. Such is an illusion. All that happens in such moments of remembrance of the Master can never be wrong. Whatsoever happens in the remembrance of the Master can never be wrong. Even if the world considers your action as wrong, whatever happens in that thought is ibadat. When you are in the remembrance of the Master, whatsoever happens is ibadat or worship. Simply your understanding of the cosmic law, then flowing with it. But the world can never understand this. Those who are on the path understand the cosmic law and thus beyond the duality of the world. The world can never understand this. Those who are on the path understand the cosmic law and thus beyond the duality of the world, forever live by divine will. A poet says, हर वक्त तसव्वुर है उस भोली तस्वीर का जिसकी निगाह मस्त ने मस्ताना बना डाला. हर वक्त तसव्वुर है उस भोली तस्वीर का. Every moment there is remembrance of that innocent countenance. मस्जिद में भी बुतखाना बना डाला. Even in the mosque, has created बुतखाना, the place of remembrance. किसकी निगाह मस्त ने मस्ताना बना डाला. होशियार तो बहुत थे, दीवाना बना डाला. Each moment reminds me of that innocent one. Thy innocence is my being, my presence. Even the holy places echo this innocence. Someone's gestures, eyes, and mere glance has intoxicated my being with thy nectar. Someone's gestures, eyes, and a mere glance, the way the Master looks at you, has intoxicated my being with thy nectar. Really, I was intelligent, but nay, I am now mere intoxicated and thus infatuated. हर वक्त, every moment, तसव्वुर है उस भोली तस्वीर का. is the remembrance of that innocent face. Each moment reminds me of that innocent one. Thy innocence is my being, my presence. Even the holy places echo this innocence. Someone's gestures, eyes, and a mere glance has intoxicated my being with thy nectar. Really I was intelligent. Really I was intelligent, but nay, I am now mere intoxicated and thus infatuated. काश इसी तरीक पे अदा मेरी नमाज हो, काश इसी तरीक पे अदा मेरी नमाज हो, यार के पाए नाज पे, यार के पाए नाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो, मेरा सरे नियाज हो। काश इसी तरीक पे अदा मेरी नमाज हो, अदा मेरी नमाज हो, यार के पाए नाज पे, यार के पाए नाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो। काश इसी तरीक पर अदा मेरी नमाज हो। May all my prayers be for this gesture. May all my prayers be for this gesture of the Master and countenance of the Master. May all my prayers be for this gesture and the countenance of the Master, and my salutations be at the holy feet of my Master. And may my salutations be at the holy feet of my Master. यार के पायनाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो, काश इसी तरीक पे अदा मेरी नमाज हो, यार के पायनाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो। Bahauddin came to his master Hazrat Amir Kalal when he was 18, and within a few months he completed his spiritual training, something that takes lives. Bahauddin attained in a few months. Bahauddin was still 19 or 20 when there was a congregation of intellectuals and learned. It was to discuss what happens when soul leaves the body. Alam-e-Barzakh. What happens when soul leaves the body? How does soul's journey continues? Bahauddin was sent in that congregation by his sheikh, Hazrat Amir Kalal. When Bahauddin began his talks, even the elderly became astonished. There was a state of intoxication, and each was drawn to this. All credit he gave to his master. He was simply an empty flute that was echoing the message of the unknown. Shagle Rabita or tasuwwre sheikh differs from aspirant to aspirant. It requires constant awareness and spontaneity. These emanate out of inner purity, sincerity, and love. आगे आगे झूमता जाता है वो महशर खिराम, आगे आगे झूमता जाता है वो महशर खिराम, पीछे पीछे नक्श पा को चूमता जाता हूँ मैं, आगे आगे in front. That which is goes on moving like an intoxicated one. आगे आगे झूमता जाता है वो महशर खिराम. that which goes on moving like the intoxicated one, and behind him I continue following his footsteps. पीछे पीछे नक्शपा को चूमता जाता हूँ मैं. That which goes on moving like the intoxicated one, and behind him I continue following his footsteps. Zikr or dhikr cleans the heart of qalb. Constant chanting strengthens the inner being of the aspirant. Just as breathing is to the body, meditation is to the soul, constant chanting or zikr is the breathing of the qalb or heart. Together these constitute the Sufi trinity. Together these bring annihilation. The breathing, zikr and maraqba. Zikr, fikr, maraqba. Zikr cleans the heart or the qalb. Constant chanting strengthens the inner being of the aspirant. Just as breathing is to the body, meditation is to the soul, constant chanting or zikr is the breathing of the qalb or heart. Bahauddin told his chief disciple Alauddin Attar that with the passage of time, inner vitality of the aspirant is declining. Earlier man could walk longer distances. Now such long walks are not possible. This prompted Bahauddin to make certain relaxations in the teachings of Shagle Rafta. Whenever an aspirant feels inner frivolity, he is asked to pray in the name of Shah Bahauddin. In that case, the aspirant is asked to follow the following prayer. O benevolent one, I know the secret of the one through whom I take courage to reach your abode, and on whom you had bestowed such honor. It is because of this I seek thy grace and thy indomitable energy, so that I may forget all that is egoistic and all that serves me from thy path sublime. This I seek in the name of Shah Bahauddin Naqshband, on whom thy grace manifests each finite moment. This is just an expression. You can use your own prayer. Prayer is the expression of your inner being. I just gave an example. O benevolent one, I know the secret of the one through whom I take courage to reach your abode, and on whom you had bestowed such honor. It is because of this I seek thy grace and thy indomitable energy, so that I may forget all that is egoistic and all that serves me from thy path sublime. I seek this in the name of Shah Bahauddin, one on whom thy grace manifests each finite moment. On whom thy grace manifests each finite moment. This is tasuwwre sheikh, and its significance as mentioned by Shah Bahauddin Naqshband, a 13th century sheikh. His shrine is in Bukhara in Uzbekistan. Last year in September, the 700th Urs was celebrated. काश इसी तरीक पे अदा मेरी नमाज हो, यार के पाए नाज पे, यार के पाए नाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो, यार के पाए नाज पे मेरा सरे नियाज हो, मेरा सरे नियाज हो. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.